Cody Worsham's words, Marcus Spears' voice, and Will Stout's expertise when it comes to video editing. The highlight tape or the hype tape this week, hype video for LSU and Texas A&M put out by the program yesterday is bone-chilling. It is good, man. It'll make you stand up, the goosebumps. And we'll play it for you coming up here in a couple of minutes at the end of hour one.
When did they show the team? Like, do they show the team those videos, or did they just see them on Twitter like we do?
I think they show the team before they publish them.
Can you imagine just that one even specifically being in the room when they showed that video to them?
I want to say it used to be Thursday after practice or before practice. I'm not remembering exactly.
I get chill bumps thinking about the team watching that video.
That would be good video. I would love to see them seeing it for the first time.
I wonder if that hype video is the same one that they show the team. I don't know. The old ones used to be a little different, where they were a little longer, and you would have like that kind of cinematic opening, and then it would go to like a montage of rap and just great play. So I don't know. Whatever. They're awesome though. The video staff just gets better and better with each passing week and each passing year.
Yeah, it's good. Hunt Palmer, the LSU Sports Radio Network. He'll be on the air tomorrow at 4 o'clock as LSU kicks off senior night, 6 p.m. in Death Valley, with a chance to close out the regular season undefeated with a trip already stamped to next weekend's Atlanta SEC Championship versus Georgia. This game can't get here fast enough, huh?
Yeah, I'm pretty fired up about it.
Oh, your mic's
I can't
on.
hear it. There we go.
Yep.
I'm pretty fired up about it.
But he's so loud you could hear him anyways.
Yeah, exactly. I kind of could tell it wasn't on. It's like, well, let's see. But I'm bummed out about the forecast. It's really been irritating me all week because this has got the potential to be one of the greatest environments in the history of the school. I mean, I've been saying this for 2 weeks, but it's just not that often that you can go in that stadium and legitimately like taste a national championship. And this team's got a ton to go to get there, but you put yourself in position to do it, and this is the next obstacle. And then you add into it all the factors that go in with the night game and then what happened last year and all the players talking, and it's this gumbo of all the ingredients you need to create such a special environment. And I just hope that the rain doesn't ruin it.
Do you think will it be even crazier than the Florida game?
Yeah,
I think so too.
There's an element, and I say this, it's sarcasm not the right word, but it's a little bit of an overstatement, but it's based in some sort of truth. When there's an element of hatred in the building, it changes things. Yep. And that exists tomorrow. Yeah. I mean, there's just no doubt about it.
People are out for blood.
It exists on the players, it exists in the fan base, it's just there.
The most vile sports scene I've seen live was the Vanderbilt game in the Maravich Center the night that Joe Oliva showed up with F. King Alexander. That's
a whole different deal.
That was the most vile live sports scene with so much hate in the air that you could feel when you walked into the arena. I think tomorrow night will be just like that, and I think that the SEC and that official should stand guard next to Damian Craig. I don't know what they're going to do with him pregame, if they're just going to allow him just to kind of run around and be his arrogant loudmouth self, but there is some people like Damian Craig has got an X on his back.
Well, you don't do what he did last year. I mean,
you don't, but he's such a non-factor, in terms of how the game plays out. True. It's just, you want to take it to the guy, but he's out there on the sideline doing nothing. So
this is an easy question and maybe a tough answer, but recap what we've seen from Joe Burrow over the last 2 years as he closes out the home schedule tomorrow night.
Last year he was tough and gritty and a leader and did his best, and they were a decent football team. This year he became a legend. I mean, there's not another way to put it. He's going to win the Heisman Trophy. He's going to have his number retired. He's going to get a statue. He's going to go down as one of the greatest players to ever play football at LSU. And to watch what he's done this year, you just couldn't have seen it coming. And I've made a point since the Texas game to go, I'm not going to take this for granted, because you figured at some point in time LSU would get that guy. It's just you've got too many great players, too many great positions to have that long a run where you just couldn't figure it out at the quarterback spot.
Well, there's only one position that can win the Heisman too, kind of.
Basically.
And it's a spot where, you struggled for so long.
And he's just been – and you were never going to go beat Alabama or beat them on your home field without an alpha dog quarterback who could go beat them. I've been beating that drum for 4 years saying you can't beat them unless your quarterback dominates, because there's one person that Nick Saban can't take away on the field. He can't take your quarterback away. They're snapping him the ball, and then that guy can go beat him. And quarterbacks have done it. And Joe Burrow went and did it. And that's the way to win the West. You can't win the West if you don't beat those guys. And he went and did it, and so now they've won the West. They've got an opportunity to win the whole thing, and every time they step on the field, they've got a really good chance to win because it's going to be difficult for anyone to stop this offense. Auburn did it by allowing 500 yards and forcing field goals. Other than that, there's not much you can do.
Yeah, Auburn played great situational football that game. And to your point, Hunt, I don't know that I see any team able to recreate what Auburn did that day.
The personnel.
Yeah, exactly. What was your take on the playoff rankings? I see you roll your eyes, and that's how I feel too. And I just want to hear what you have to say.
I'm just not a conspiracy theory guy. It's to me, it's like wasted effort guessing what you think someone may have done with no information whatsoever. And so for me to sit here and have people go, oh, well, they think Alabama's going to sneak in. They don't want LSU to play Alabama. They're not going to do that. Or to say, well, they really just want LSU and Clemson to play in Atlanta because that'll sell a lot of tickets. Like, I don't get on board with that. I honestly believe the committee went in there and said, I've watched a lot of Ohio State, I've watched a lot of LSU, and when I watch Ohio State play, they look better. Whether or not they are better, it's subjective. I don't know. They may play on the field and we'll figure it out. I just think the committee thinks that Ohio State's better than LSU because Vanderbilt went up and down the field in LSU, and LSU got up 31-7 on Ole Miss, and then got gashed on defense. And Texas sucks, and that's what the committee's saying. Ohio State. The fact that anyone is referencing Cincinnati as a quality win is a joke. If I was in that room and somebody stood up and said, well, they beat Cincinnati, they're ranked 19, I'd go, shut up and sit down. Cincinnati sucks. They beat a bunch of teams by 2 points in the American. They're 10.5-point dogs to Memphis today.
LSU beat Georgia Southern.
I mean, come on.
Let's go, Hunt. Oh, man. I feel you, dude. I think, look, what you said, I think is absolutely true that you could sit there and just make it completely. You could, I could sit in a room and be convinced that Ohio State's looked like the better team. I do think, though, not conspiratorial, I do think that they like keeping it a bit of a shifting target.
Sure.
So when you know your Final Four, you have a little leeway where you can group it to where, okay, I think these make for the most attractive semifinal matchups, and then this would be, and so I think they like to have a little bit of a wiggle room there.
And the other part of it is, it's very clear that they are working on a subjective basis because the resume LSU's is better. So we now have Ohio State against Michigan, Ohio State against probably Wisconsin, maybe Minnesota, whatever, LSU versus A&M, and LSU versus Georgia. That is a lot of work to be done by both teams where the committee can very easily look at this and switch what they think. So I don't get all bent out of shape about it. I mean, I realize I just made a big scene there, but I don't care.
Well, no, but the Cincinnati point is a good point either way.
I just don't get all bent out of shape 2 weeks out. It's not like the AP poll where it used to be where if you got a lead and you won, you just stayed there.
Yeah.
It's not like that.
Make the Final Four. That's the bottom line.
Do you believe that LSU's defense can get them beat?
Oh, yeah.
With their offense?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, teams have gotten close.
There's only going to be, this is my problem, is that the math is always against you. There's only going to be one champion. Okay, everybody else loses, right? The offense is the strength of this team. So if you lose a game, it will most likely be because of the defense. But that is not to say that the defense is not good enough to win a championship.
And this is
I don't think they're elite, but I think they're good enough to win a championship.
And here's something that I haven't heard anyone on a national basis say, and it's because they don't watch LSU as closely as we do.
Yeah.
But let's be very clear. LSU had a 2-score lead on Texas with a minute and a half to play and played prevent, and Texas went down and scored again to make it closer. LSU had a 2-score lead on Florida, and they played prevent, and Florida went down and kicked an onside kick. Sure, I'd like the defense to stop and get off the field, but LSU is in no danger of losing those games. I realize that
Alabama as well.
Right, exactly, same thing. Long touchdown there. But I realize that the Saints can't recover an onside kick. But
dude, Young Ho Key is a beast.
It's not a very
took a sharp left to take that dig.
You don't mess with Young Ho.
It's not a high percentage play. LSU was in total control of all those games.
Yep.
But they were closer than the score was closer than the game was because teams scored with a minute and a half to go to cut it to a score.
Yeah. Boot up tonight?
I will not be booting up tonight. I have a dinner. But I've already recorded the podcast. If you want to hear about Missouri State, it's already in the can.
How do you feel about them?
Missouri State's not very good.
No, LSU basketball.
They're so good on offense.
They are.
There's always someone
roll out of bed and get you 85.
There's always someone on the floor over the last 15 years or so that's out there and can't really help you on offense. And Marlon Taylor will be that when he comes back. He can dunk.
Is he going to get back, though?
Well, we'll see. But he's not there right now. But the point being, everyone out there right now can score. There's no Cavell Bigby Williams. There's no,
Clog.
Yeah, there's no. Well, and Cavell is a huge part of the team, but he's out there to rebound and block shots. Everyone on this team can go score 20 whenever they want. And so that's fun on offense. They got to figure out defense. They're doing a bunch of switching and zones and traps and man and all that kind of weird stuff, but they got to get better on defense, and they will.
Hit them straight tomorrow. Have a good call on Saturday.
I'll hit them straight today. We'll be doing a little pregame show tomorrow. We're good.
Whatever. Hour 2 next.